You got two more signs.
We're live.
Good morning, everybody. Good morning. It's about 9:05. Close. 9:05. March the 8th, regular meeting, Commissioners Court, Liberty County, Texas. We have a quorum established. Record show that Commissioner Karbowski, Commissioner Arthur, Commissioner Whitmire is with us, present, and then Commissioner Wilson is with us by way of Zoom, and he's nursing a bad sinus infection. So I don't want you in here sneezing on me, Leon. Okay. So anyway, we have a quorum established. We do have business before the court this morning. If you would all rise, Will Carter is going to lead us in our next this morning. Will's with the portion of Doc Babin's office. Our congregation again. All right.
So, you jump with the pledge or pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. And the Texas flag, on the Texas flag, I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one indivisible.
Okay, if you lead us in the invocation this morning.
Father, we thank you for your many blessings today in Liberty County. We thank you, Father, for the team that we have assembled, Father, to do the work for our community, Lord. I ask that you continue to give this team wisdom and grace, Father, as we work. Be with us in all settings and protect our first responders, our sheriff's department, and the civil servants that work for our communities, Lord. In Jesus' mighty name, amen.
Amen.
Notices and proclamations. We do have one this morning. Proclamation of March 2022 is a month celebrating the 50th anniversary of the Older Americans Act nutrition program. Sounds good, doesn't it, Greg? I gotta think at it. The 50 years. I'll think back 50 years ago. Who was president 50 years ago? Oh, come on. Nixon.
Nixon, yeah, Nixon.
For a little while.
I had to do the math.
Proclamation reads, whereas 50 years ago, March 22nd, 1972, President Nixon signed into law a measure that amended the Older Americans Act of 1965 to include a national nutrition program for individuals 60 years and older. Whereas for 5 decades, this landmark law has helped to fund community-based organizations like Meals on Wheels, and it is still the only federal program designed specifically to meet the nutritional and social needs of older adults. Whereas this year, programs from across the country are joining together for the March for Meals awareness campaign to celebrate 50 years of success and garner the support needed to ensure these critical programs can continue to address food insecurity and malnutrition, combat social isolation, enable independence, and improve health for years to come. Whereas Meals on Wheels programs in Dayton, Liberty, and Ames, Texas, have served our communities admirably for 50 years for the state, for 6 years for the city, and whereas volunteers for Meals on Wheels programs in Dayton, Liberty, and Ames, Texas are the backbone of the program. They not only deliver nutritious meals to seniors and individuals with disabilities who are at significant risk, of hunger and isolation, but also caring concern and attention to their welfare. Whereas Meals on Wheels programs in Liberty and Ames, Texas, provide nutritious meals to seniors throughout Liberty and Ames, Texas, that help them maintain their health and independence, thereby helping to prevent unnecessary falls, hospitalizations, and or premature institutionalization. And whereas Meals on Wheels programs in Dayton, Liberty, and Ames, Texas provide a powerful opportunity for social connection for millions of seniors to help combat the negative health effects and economic consequences of loneliness and isolation. And whereas Meals on Wheels programs in Dayton, Liberty, and Ames, Texas deserve recognition for the heroic contributions and essential services they provided amid the COVID-19 pandemic and will continue to provide to local communities, our state, and our nation long after it is over. Whereas the senior population is increasing substantially, and action is needed now to support local Meals on Wheels programs through federal, state, and local funding, volunteering, donations, and raising awareness to ensure these vital services can continue to be delivered for another 50 years. Let's make it for another 150 years. Now, therefore, I, as judge of Liberty County, do hereby proclaim March 2022 as a month celebrating the 50th anniversary of the Older Americans Act nutrition program, and urge every community member to take this month to honor our Meals on Wheels programs, the seniors they serve, and the volunteers who care for them. Our recognition of and involvement in the national celebration can enrich our entire community and help combat senior hunger and isolation in America. Due to this 8th day of March 2022 and signed by myself for the court. Is anybody here?
Yeah, we're there to represent you.
We do? Okay. All right. Well, come on down. I didn't see embassy back. Hey, Judge, how you getting along? Hanging in there every day. I'm glad you came. You know, sweet. Russell, how you doing? Good. Every day's a good day. The Meals on Wheels, y'all still rocking on strong, right?
We'd like to thank the commissioners for supporting us from the very beginning. So, y'all have made it all possible for us.
Yeah. If anybody here has not ever had the opportunity to ride with Meals on Wheels group, I did one day. It's an eye opener that you actually get to get out and you walk up to the door with a meal, and the folks are very, very complimentary and just say how blessed they are that this is ongoing. And we need to keep it going. So anything we can do as a group, through the Commissioners Court and the cities as well, that let us know. I mean, we do all we can, and if we need to do more, just holler.
Couldn't have done it without you.
Yes, we couldn't do it without y'all. Thank you.
We're about to expand into Dayton.
Okay.
So, and we serve what, 70 clients a day, and expanding into Dayton this next month. So.
I know they still have a program in Cleveland, the senior center there as well.
Yes, they do.
So we won't leave those guys out, because we can help them as well. And, how about Hardin and over that direction?
They're working on it.
They're working on it.
The youth leadership and student council in Hardin are preparing a presentation to present to their school board to deliver Meals in Hardin.
Okay.
They want us to expand it that way too.
Got a car wash this week.
They did.
All we need is volunteers, Jay, and
Yes.
before we can expand anywhere, we have to get volunteers in the areas that we expand to, so.
1.5 hours once a week.
That's it. And it didn't take that long. And everybody, it's kind of like y'all huddle in one group and everybody goes like, okay, you're going this direction, you're going this direction. And it's over with.
Pretty quick.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that if you haven't had the opportunity to make the ride, well, join in.
Thanks,
It sure would be appreciated. And thank y'all so much. Yeah. We're going to give y'all this proclamation to take it with y'all. And it,
And I think
again, we'll do all we can to keep on keeping on. Right?
Yes, sir.
Next item up is public comment. Anyone here today wants to offer any public comment? Oh, come on, y'all, somebody's down there. Do something. There being none, declare conflicts of interest. Does anyone on the court have any conflicts of interest they see that they need to declare? Being none, we'll move on. Next is the consent agenda. I'm sure y'all had the opportunity to look it over. Dwayne, we have a few. Okay.
I didn't get a copy.
Okay.
Am I supposed to write it if you don't give me a copy?
I'll talk.
Yeah.
I got a budget amendment for the sheriff,
LCS, okay.
increasing other income by $26,585. And I'm increasing capital outlay, $26,585. Got a couple of payments to add. One payment to the National Judicial College, $2,138. One to Nexus Solutions, $7,950.
Okay.
One to CMRSPB, CMRSPB,
EP or PV?
P is in Paul,
PV, okay.
B, $10,000.
What is that?
Stamps. And I think Ms.
All right,
Harris,
then.
I think Ms. Harris has one.
I do have one, and it's the payoff for Debbie Mize, who retired February 28th from my office. And I think you all have a copy of that. Mr. Whitmire, you may not have a copy, but the total is $8,223.94. I was so lucky to have Debbie Mize and Lisa Twardowski in my office when I took office in December of 2006. And Lisa retired December 31st. Debbie retired February 28th. And we sure will miss them. And they were a great asset to my office. They were a great asset to the county. They were great people, and we really are going to miss both of them. So I'll be sending out a letter pretty soon to let everybody know who our new contact people are in our office and who's doing what now that Debbie and Lisa have retired. So you can be on the lookout for that.
Okay.
Lee, did I give you a copy? I'll hand you one before I go.
Any other additions?
I have one. I gave you a copy of an addendum to a contract. It reduces our meeting manager cost by $5,000, and we just need to approve that. So
Okay.
if we can cut the bill.
Cut the bill, that bill can sit do that.
Move to approve the agenda with the additional items were mentioned by Dwayne, Kim.
Lee. All right. Got a motion to approve with the additions. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Greg, second, David. Likewise, Mays. There being none, that motion carries. Thank you, gentlemen. Number 8, regular agenda. Permits and inspections from Mr. Douglas. Consider and approve conditional approval of development elements for the Kingland subdivision, LGI Homes.
Good morning,
We
gentlemen.
did have a workshop over this.
Yes, so we had a workshop last month. This is the Kingsland proposed subdivision development. Terry Reeves with Jones and Carter, all of you have met him already. He's here today to discuss with you securing a conditional approval on the trade outs that we're all talking about here. You know, this is one we talked about allowing them to go down to 40-foot lots instead of 50-foot lots. Underground storm sewers, concrete curb, gutter streets, bike trails, all of those things are in the mix. Now, this is a conditional approval
Plus detention.
plus detention. But this is all conditional. And at some point, the county attorney's department will need to get involved and we'll develop an agreement. It's just exactly that. It's a construction agreement. So Terry is with us here today. So Judge, if I can, I'd like to have him come up.
Come on up.
Everybody.
Always nice to have another Aggie in the room.
You can tell them what you want, brother.
Well, we pretty much everything the same as we went through. I know we circled the Word document of kind of the conditions of the conditional approval. Just like David mentioned, the idea for our client here, LGI, they don't own the property yet. So Castle Hill, who's the overall landowner, still owns it. The idea would be we would get conditional approval, so they kind of have the assurance that when they close, these things can happen. And then post-closing, they will, as a landowner, will enter into a development agreement with the county that does all those things. It combines with the property, requires a concrete curb and gutter, the maintenance of the detention, public water and sewer, all the open space and trails, upgraded fencing on the Green Parkway. I think we even put in there all the deed restrictions, creation of an HOA.
Didn't I see a park in there too?
There's several parks, the recreation center, and then like dog parks and a lot of open space, tree buffers on the perimeter, just things that they like to do, but all that's really in those conditions for you guys to consider. But
I
yeah,
know, Terry, I noticed that Mr. Hugmiller's on this. What about fire hydrants, things like this?
so all the community will meet TCP requirements on fire, or they don't have fire requirements, but we have in there that it will provide fire suppression equal for residential use, which is typically 1,500 DPM plus average daily flow or above average daily flow. Right. We're gonna have fire hydrants, minimum every 500 feet, all those kind of things. Yes, sir.
Okay.
Judge, that meets our code, so we're in pretty good shape there.
Okay, thank you, Bill. Any more questions?
Terry, we had also discussed, you and I had possibility of having future road maintenance.
I put that in the terms, yes, sir, it's in there. For because we have a MMD, a municipal management district that will become, I think it's management district 1, Plum Creek management district 1, and then each time we have a new landowner, it becomes like 1A, 1B, but they operate under the umbrella, so that 1C would then take on the maintenance of the roads within 1C in lieu of the county.
Make a motion to approve.
Second.
All right, got a motion from Bruce, second from Greg to approve. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Likewise, next.
Thank you very much, sir.
Oh, got a name from Lee.
Yes, sir.
One name.
We appreciate it.
All right, thank you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Number 2, permits and inspections. David, let's see, we have consider and approve the final plat approval for Untitled Estates Section 5.
And this is one of our better developers. Most of their stuff is between 6/10 and 1 acre. They have good roads, we're maintaining the roads right now. Section 5 has gone through LJA engineering, drainage has been looked at. If you go out there, you're gonna find that the portion of this, they have one of the largest retention ponds I've ever seen. About 9 acres.
Yeah.
And so they're doing a good job of what they do. We've gone through the process now. It's time to take a look at their final plat. So I'm asking you to approve the final plat for Encino Estates, Section 5.
Leon, is that in your
Yes, it is.
precinct?
No,
Section 5 is not?
no, that would be in David's.
Okay, I saw 10:08. Is it?
Encino Estates?
Between 10:08 and 3:21. That's in yours, Leon.
Section 5?
Encino Estates, yeah, Section 5.
Okay, well, that's, I hate to say it, that's news to me because I wasn't aware that it was between 10:08 and 3:21. David, has LJA looked at this?
Yes, sir, they have.
And they're
There's a
good with
letter
it?
in the packet. Excuse me?
They're good with it, David?
Yes, sir.
Okay. If LJA is good with it, I make the motion we approve.
Motion,
Somebody
Leon.
David, educate me see, I wasn't aware that this was between 10:08 and 3:21.
Yes, sir. You go through Kennefic for probably a mile and a half. And then Encino Estates is on your left.
Okay, all right. I was thinking that it was that section they have up there just north of 10:08 off of 3:21 to the east side.
Yeah, this subdivision will eventually have 8 sections. It will come very, very close to touching Highway 321.
Correct. Yeah, I'll continue with my motion to approve.
Okay,
Greg and David, if I didn't hear you did.
Leon made the motion, David made the second. All right. All in favor, say aye. Likewise, opposed. That motion carries. Thank y'all, gentlemen.
Mr. Wilson? Mr. Wilson,
Yes,
we'll be coming by this afternoon to drop these Mylars off for your execution. And then we'll pick them back up and deliver them to the county clerk's office.
okay, brother.
Thank you.
All right. Number 3, David, don't sit down yet. We still got a few more to get. Number 3, consider and approve final plat for Landa Verde Estates, the simple plat.
Yes, sir. By definition, a simple plat is 4 lots or less with no interior road construction. This is a family aired piece of property, Mr. Wilson, that's in your precinct.
Right.
They're taking a little over 3 acres and they're cutting it up into 3 1-acre lots. And they have direct contact to an existing county road. So I'm going to ask you to approve their final plat here today. Again, it's what they term a simple plat.
Okay.
And it is what it is.
Adams 14, all that rolls with it, correct?
David, how many lots?
3 lots.
3?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
There's no drainage study done on the simple plat because there's no interior roads or anything of that nature.
That's what I want the public to understand.
Yes.
That's why I asked the question. Okay.
Good with that, Leon?
Yes. I make the motion we approve.
Okay.
Second.
Got a motion, Leon, second, David to approve. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Likewise.
Thank you,
Motion
John.
carries. Thank y'all, gentlemen. Number 4, from Commissioner Carbowski, consider and approve interlocal agreement between Liberty County Precinct 1 and the city of Ames for a period of 1 year to cooperate mutually in maintaining streets, roads, ditches, and recreational areas to provide better service to the public at a reduced expense by avoiding costly duplication of equipment. And that's your standard.
Make a motion to approve.
Second.
Motion from David, second from Bruce to approve. All in favor, say aye. Likewise, nay. So motion carries. Thank you, gentlemen. Number 5, Consider and approve the donation from the city of Dayton, a 26-foot utility trailer and a Dura patching trailer to Liberty County Precinct 4. Sound like a pretty good deal there, Leon.
Yes, they had this piece of machinery out at the collection department, and they don't utilize it anymore. We spoke with them, and they're going to donate it to us, which we can use for parts on our machine, and will be an asset for us with the way parts are right now, trying to get a hold of.
Make a motion to approve.
Second.
Motion from Bruce, second David to approve. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Likewise, motion carries. Thank you, gentlemen. Next item, from Mr. Brown, taxation collector, consider and approve a budget amendment for supplies. I'm gonna take no action.
We asked that the court take no action at this time on this. It's something we were anticipating, but don't have the need this time.
Yes, sir. Okay,
Make a motion to take no action.
got a motion from Bruce, second Greg, take no action. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Thank you, gentlemen. Number 7, from Commissioner Karbowski. Remember, consider and approve the purchase of a Mustang Cat 308 40, I think that's a 40-foot excavator through Sourcewell contract number 3032119.
This one here is a little bit more pricey than my last 308. This is for our new acquired territory. It also has a mulcher and a mowing rotor on it for doing these large ditches and for flood control.
Make a motion to approve.
Second. Motion from David, second from Greg to approve. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Likewise, Greg. Motion carries. Thank you, gentlemen. Number 8, from our tax folks over at Line Barker, consider and approve the following resale bids on delinquent tax properties. Number 1 is MHT Homes LLC, property ID number 46623 for $39,993. Number 2 is C Prelos, property ID number 54067 for $20,000. 3 Canelo Investments LLC, PIN number 6300 for $7,000. Number 4 JL Hernandez, PIN number 73416 for $11,500. Number 5 is from Mar Hernandez, PIN number 29210 for $20,500. Number 6 is R Michael, PIN number 48175 for $5,000, and last one is R Roden, PIN number 53111 for $2,000. Seems like the numbers are going up there, Bruce.
Yes, they are. I've looked at all these properties and I did have several questions, but I got Line Barber for court and satisfied the deeds that I was finding on these. I'll make a motion to approve all of these. Second.
Got a motion from Bruce, second from Greg to approve. Any further discussion? Being none, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Likewise, nays. Motion carries. Thank you, gentlemen. Sound pretty good there, Brother Rick?
Yes, it's money coming back,
Okay.
putting them on the rolls again.
Job security over the tax office. Number 9, from Mr. Poston, County Attorney. This is one of those projects we've been looking at and we've had a lot of discussion about. I'm happy to see it finally land on the agenda. Consider and approve dedication of CARES Act funds to the wastewater projects within the cities of Hardin and Ames. And Lord knows they need the help. So Catherine or Matthew?
Judge, I'm Matthew today.
Okay.
This is just the earmarking of grant funds and that we've all been discussing this project. Mr. Dodd, the younger, with the city of Hardin and Ames is here to discuss that. I would suggest if you do make a motion that it include the amount of grant funds to be earmarked. for this project.
Mr. Scott, you want to enlighten us a little bit today?
Yes, sir.
How you feeling? You get over the trouble?
Great.
Right, good.
Hardin and Ames both send their wastewater to Liberty to treat it. Their
Well,
systems,
come up a little closer, because, yeah, we had to hear you on the microphone.
their systems were put in about 20 years ago, by the same contractor. A good job wasn't, they didn't do a good job putting everything in, and they deteriorated in the meantime. Whenever Hardin and Ames exceed the amounts that they're normally allowed, there's penalties under the contract with Liberty. Right now, Liberty alleges each city owes about $1.5 million.
Each city.
Each city. It's a problem for Liberty because of their permitting with TCEQ and everything. It's getting to the point where they are seriously contemplating and threatening to turn off the wastewater systems for Hardin and Ames. The cities have presented plans to Commissioners for Ames for about $2 million to smoke test and rehab their lines. Hardin has submitted 2 plans. One of them, they would finish rehabbing their lines, which they started on. Another one is they could potentially build their own or have a purpose in these reallocated wastewater treatment plant that altogether over the life of it would cost about $3.5 million.
Okay. So we're looking at around $5.5 million of commitment. Okay.
Now on the Ames, is this what all is going to, I understand Hardin pretty well, but as far as Ames, I'm still kind of.
Ames will smoke test, find out where all the problem areas are, which I believe will cost about $200,000 to smoke test their entire system. No, I'm sorry, it will cost $60,000 to smoke test. And then the remainder of that will go to rehabbing the lines. So the engineer estimates that they can rehab 16% of their lines.
And could you let the court know what would happen if they don't comply to Liberty's demands?
Liberty will turn off their sewer July 1st. If we can present a plan with hard dates for whenever we'll be able to get this rehab done.
This money is not going just to
It's
pay
not, right.
a bill, it's going to.
None of this is going to pay the bill. This is going to fix their sewer system.
Yeah, this money is going to repair the system.
Right. None of this money is going to the city so they can pay off.
It'll be, we're going to appropriate the money now, but it will come through, they will come up with a plan and the cost for everything, and it will go through the
auditor's office.
Auditor's office as they do.
Right. Each city will enter into interlocal agreements with the county.
Yeah.
So that whenever, a project comes due, basically the bill will go to the county, the auditor will approve it, with Grant Works, who's administrative this money for y'all.
And a reminder of how much grant money you have, just so the grant perspective. We got like 17, we have got approved for 17.5. We received half of it during last year. We will be receiving the other half of it during this next year. There was a $10 million clause that came back later and said you could use the 10 million for government services, but that left the other part, which was 7.5, and had to be spent within certain categories. And we have talked with Grant Works, and this does fall under the categories that we spend those funds under.
Hey, it's a good reason to spend the money.
Yes.
Okay, real simple. I mean, we have some mental health issues we need to spend money on as well. And we're going to be seeing those pretty soon. So this is just the first step. One question. I understand the 1.5 million roughly each city owes to the city of Liberty. Is there any consideration of forgiveness?
There is.
If this is taken care of?
There is. I've been on this for about 14 months now, and in every conversation I've had with Liberty, they're not really interested in getting the money paid back. They just they don't have to do it.
Okay.
Now, on the Hardin, it's a little bit more extensive work. We're actually, or you're talking, and Hardin is planning on putting their own processing plant in.
We would like to do that. Hardin's gonna have to acquire the land that may require them exercising eminent domain. We're still working on, once the plant's up and running, there's ongoing costs and making sure that falls within Hardin's budget. That's why we would like a contingency that if that doesn't work, we can spend at least.
Yeah. We're probably the money, if that's the way they would like to go and put their own plant, but if that can't work, then this will repair the system they've already got.
Right.
Yeah.
All right, we're road accounts, in the amount of 3.5 million for Hardin 2 for a total of 50.
Up to that amount and
Up to that amount for organization.
Okay, got a motion for Greg, second for Bruce to proceed. Dedication of these CARES Act funds, wastewater project with the cities of Hardin and Ames.
I would like in the record be put in that under the direction of our auditing office on this. And
Yeah, well, they,
Well,
wording, maybe we should change the wording, so. It's American Recovery Plan.
Okay.
The first batch we got was CARES, so it's American Recovery.
Okay.
Mayor, is that satisfactory to you?
Yes.
good. We're on,
Yes, sir, as long as there is an amount in there which I think you covered,
Yeah, yeah.
yes, then we're good.
okay.
Yeah, 2 million for Ames and 3.5 million for.
Yeah, total of 5.5.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so we have a motion from Greg, second from Bruce to proceed. Approve. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Likewise, nays. The motion carries. Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you all.
Thank you all.
And it wisely, gentlemen, and it wisely.
Yes, sir.
You betcha. Very good to see you today. Let's see, hey, why don't y'all come up and just introduce yourselves, please? We don't get to see y'all all the time, but we'd love to get to. Better than I should be. It's good to see you, brother. Good to see you, buddy.
How you been, North?
That's all right. But thank y'all so much for coming today.
Thank y'all very much, and we appreciate all you doing for us. We've been working on our project for a while. And like anything else, if we got funds to do, we can't do much. So I think we can fix our problem with our town.
It's called teamwork. That's what we do the best around here. So appreciate y'all.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, so we
Yes,
had
sir.
a conversation that we kind of have the same problem, same issues. So I said, hey, give me your feedback, I give it mine. So
yes,
we're in the same boat and thinking. So
y'all welcome to come back anytime and we'll feed back together.
Thank you, sir.
Y'all might want to meet our auditor, Dwayne Gott here. He's going to be managing some money.
Did I ever tell y'all he's tighter than he feels? Thank y'all. Number 10 for Mr. C. Consider and approve the utilization of pharmaceuticals and related products and services contract number 21-208 with Correct RX Pharmacy Services Incorporated through Purchasing Solutions Alliance.
Okay, when we took the jail back over, we searched around for pharmacy services.
Yes, sir.
And we found one, Correct RX Pharmacy. They have a contract with Purchasing Solutions Alliance, which is a purchasing co-op that we're a member of. They're part of the Brazos Valley Council of Governments. So they have a contract with Correct RX, reads their contract. It ended December 31st. They had a new proposal out. Their contract with them allowed them to extend it month to month while they negotiated and got a new contract. They finalized that, I think, probably sometime in January. They chose Correct RX again for a 3-year period with 2 1-year additionals. And took them a little while, actually their contract started February 1st, it's been a little while to get their contracts finalized and approved and all that, but anyway, they have now. So if y'all want to remain with Correct RX through Purchasing Solutions Alliance, and basically piggyback on their contract, and that's what we need to do.
Okay. What's the court's pleasure?
Harold, Harold, are you comfortable with this?
Yeah, I think Penny, she was real instrumental when we did this originally, and she's looked over this. I think it's all the same terms and conditions. So yeah, I think so.
I'll make the motion, we approve.
I got a motion from Leon and second from Greg to approve. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Rise next. That motion carries. Thank you, gentlemen. Don't sit down yet here. We got a bunch of Number 11, consider and approve soliciting bids for asphalt overlay for various county precincts.
Okay, years ago, we had a couple commissioners that used these road building services, basically. So when we did road material bids, we always included overlays or whatever on there. We kind of stopped doing it because we had commissioners that didn't use it anymore. Now we're back to where it's being used occasionally, and we've been doing it road by road. So if it's your pleasure and you want to, we can bid it back out. And then if you want to do it, you'll have your miles times whatever they did, and it'll already be there. It'll be a lot easier. We don't have to do it by each road.
Yeah, I'd like to get,
Yeah, make a motion to approve, second.
Got a motion from Bruce, second from Greg to approve. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Likewise, next. That motion carries. Thank you, gentlemen. 12, accept and acknowledge the payment and performance bonds for awarded bid number 2208, asphalt overlay for precinct 1.
Okay, we've never done this before, as far as putting it on court. Purchasing office always requires the bonds that state law requires, performance and a payment bond, and the insurance, certificate of insurance, and we keep it in our file along with the bid. Because of some problems recently with the road that happened several years ago, I would like to see us, every time we have this done, put it on court, so it's in the minutes. And when it's time to release that bond, I would really like the commissioners would put it on court so that everybody knows it's released. Because we have one released that nobody knew was released. And I think it would be better because, if commissioners change or whatever, you come into a situation where you have a bad road, and you don't know. Took some digging if they find out that a release has been sent into the insurance company.
Okay.
Make a motion to approve. Second.
Motion, Bruce, second, Greg to approve. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Likewise.
Yes, sir.
Do you see that where maybe we could interact a warranty under this program?
You want to say it again?
Do you see where we might be able to interact a warranty program under this?
Yeah, we probably could. We can discuss that.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, number 13. Consider and approve request from Vulcan Construction Materials Incorporated for the addition of fuel surcharge. Added to invoices for road materials delivered on contracted items awarded as bid number 2201. Road materials previously in Commissioners Court of October 26, 2021. Now, I understand that fuel has gone up in cost substantially. Yeah.
Okay, this one you're gonna need to take no action on, but let's discuss it. For 30-something years in our terms and conditions, when we do these bids, we have a fuel adjustment clause in there for road materials fuel. And I can only remember once that it's been used by someone and just used like once for a short period of time, like probably back in the 80s or so. Vulcan did send out a letter saying that we're gonna raise it. They have a point. There's like 4 different tiers and we go up with each tier. They didn't say we're at that first tier yet, but they said as soon as they hit it, they were going to start charging us this extra fuel surcharge. Well, in our terms and conditions, we sent it to them and it says basically there's a process. They have to send a letter to the purchasing office. We research it and we bring it to Commissioner's Court, decide whether you want to rebid, go with that or whatever. They can't raise their profit. They have to prove that it is a fuel, which is going to be easy to do.
Yeah.
So since we sent that to them, they did email me and said that right now, they're not making any changes, but I got a feeling we may have a few more that want to enact this, so. But there's no action on this because they rescinded their letter for right now.
So our choice is take no action this time.
Make a motion to take no action.
Motion from Bruce. Is that a second from Greg? Second from Greg, take no action. All in favor, say aye. Likewise, nays.
Make a motion to adjourn.
Since we have no commission, executive session today, I'll leave. You got a motion from Bruce, second from David to adjourn. All in favor, say aye.